You remember the logo, you remember the red K, but you don't remember the feeling. Not really. Because Kmart in the 70s wasn't just a store, it was Saturday morning. It was your mom's purse digging for coupons. It was the squeak of the cartwheel that always pulled slightly left. It was the smell of popcorn drifting across polished tile floors. It was that voice over the intercom that could flip the entire building into motion in 3 seconds flat. Before Walmart took over. Before online shopping. Before we turned retail into a transaction. There was Kmart. And in the 70s, it ruled suburban America. Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're not just talking about a store. We're stepping back into an era. Bell bottoms, wood paneling, station wagons with fake wood trim, and at the center of suburban life, a big red K glowing above a flat roof building in a shopping plaza that looked exactly like every other shopping plaza and yet felt like the center of the universe. To understand the magic of Kmart in the 70s, you have to understand what America looked like at the time. Families were moving to the suburbs in waves. Driveways got longer, lawns got bigger. Kids rode bikes until the streetlights came on, and everything revolved around convenience. That's where Kmart came in, the SS. Kresge Company had already been around with 5 and dime stores, but when the first Kmart opened in 1962, it quietly launched a revolution. The idea was simple. Put everything under one roof and make it affordable. Not luxury, not prestige. Practical, accessible for the everyday family. By the 70s, that idea had exploded. Kmart wasn't expanding slowly, it was multiplying. Store after store opened in suburban plazas across the country. And walking into one back then wasn't like walking into a modern superstore. It felt alive. The hum of fluorescent lights above, the faint echo of carts rolling over tile, the smell of rubber from the automotive aisle mixing with buttered popcorn from the snack bar. You'd walk in through sliding glass doors and feel that subtle temperature shift, that cool, conditioned air hitting your face after the heat of the parking lot. And the parking lot itself was a scene. Rows of Chevys, Fords, Oldsmobiles, kids in the back seat asking if they could go look at toys first, dads checking the trunk space for whatever big purchase might be coming home that day. It wasn't just errands, it was a family outing. Sometimes you didn't even need anything. You just went because that's what you did on a Saturday. Inside, the aisles felt endless. Clothing racks bursting with polyester shirts, flared pants, earth-tone sweaters, tough skins jeans for the kids practically indestructible. That distinct texture of new denim and plastic packaging. You could feel the fashion of the 70s in your hands. Wide collars, bold patterns. Colors that today feel almost surreal. And the best part? You didn't have to be wealthy to dress like the times. Kmart democratized style. It gave regular families access to trends that once felt reserved for department stores downtown. Then there was the electronics section. Record players, transistor radios, stacks of vinyl, maybe a small TV playing something fuzzy in the background. For a kid, it felt futuristic. For adults, it felt modern. And every department blended into the next. Automotive with chrome hubcaps hanging on the wall, sporting goods with fishing rods angled toward the ceiling, garden tools lined up like soldiers. You didn't just shop, you explored. But let's talk about the moment. The moment every 70s kid remembers. You're browsing. Maybe standing near the toy aisle staring at a Star Wars figure or a board game. And suddenly that sound. Attention Kmart shoppers. That voice. Calm but urgent. And then it happens. A blue light begins flashing somewhere across the store. The blue light special. And just like that, the atmosphere changes. Carts pivot, conversations pause, feet shuffle faster. It wasn't chaos, it was excitement. It was retail theater before retail even knew it was performing. For 15 minutes, something in that aisle was gold. Tubes, socks, towels, a toaster, didn't matter. The value wasn't just the discount, it was the shared moment. Strangers smiling at each other as they grabbed the same deal. Parents explaining to their kids why this was a good price. It felt spontaneous, alive, unpredictable. Today's flash sales online can't replicate that physical buzz. The energy of people moving towards something together. And then there was the Kmart snack bar, the Kmart caf, vinyl booths, plastic trays, the smell of hot dogs turning slowly on metal rollers. ICEE machines humming in the corner, popcorn scooped into thin paper bags. For kids, it was the reward at the end of the shopping trip. For parents, it was a break. You'd sit there, legs swinging under the booth, listening to the murmur of conversations around you. Maybe a dad flipping through a circular, maybe a mom counting receipts. It grounded the whole experience. Shopping didn't feel rushed, it felt communal. Kmart wasn't glamorous, it wasn't exclusive, it was inclusive. It reflected the middle-class optimism of the 1970s, the idea that you could build a good life, furnish a home, dress your kids, fix your car, all without breaking the bank. It represented access, and access in that era felt powerful. But culture was shifting too. The 70s weren't just about economics, they were about identity, self-expression. And Kmart adapted to that. It stocked disco shirts, platform shoes, home decor in avocado green and burnt orange, shag rugs that felt like clouds under your feet. It wasn't just selling products. It was selling the aesthetic of the decade. Of course, the retail landscape didn't stay frozen. As the 80s and 90s approached, competition sharpened. Walmart refined logistics. Target rebranded discount as design. And slowly, Kmart's dominance started to wobble. It didn't modernize fast enough. It didn't evolve aggressively enough. And the same plazas that once ruled began to fill with competitors who learned from its blueprint. But here's the thing, decline doesn't erase impact. The 1970s were Kmart's golden era. And for millions of Americans, that memory is still intact. Not because of profit margins, not because of corporate strategy, but because of feeling. The squeak of the cart, the flash of blue light, the hum of fluorescent lights above racks of polyester, the taste of a 50-cent hot dog after walking the entire store, the smell of fresh rubber and popcorn blending together, the sense that you could run into half your neighborhood before reaching checkout. Kmart in the 1970s wasn't just retail, it was ritual, it was rhythm, it was routine, it was part of growing up. And even though most of those stores are gone now, that atmosphere still lives in memory. A simpler kind of shopping, a slower kind of Saturday, a time when a trip to the store felt like an event. So maybe the flashing blue lights have dimmed, maybe the red K isn't glowing in every plaza anymore, but if you close your eyes, you can still hear it. Attention Kmart shoppers, and for a moment, you're back there, under those lights, pushing that cart, living in a time when a department store felt like the center of your world. And that's why the golden age of Kmart in the 1970s still matters. Because it wasn't just about buying things, it was about belonging somewhere.